Alright guys, welcome to the continuation of the last part of the Century war games for the Under the Wire. Basically, we're in the Century 10 and with Century 10 going into Century 11. So click on Century 10, going to Century 11. We're currently logged in here as Century 10, and the password for Century 11 is the 10th and the 8th word of the Windows Update Service description combined plus the name of the file on the desktop. This is where it gets interesting. So the first thing we need to do is the 10th and the 8th word. That's what we'll get. But of what? Of the Windows Update Service. What we're going to do is we're going to type this on ChatGPT. So we're going to the Windows Update Service description. I'm going to just copy this, and over here on ChatGPT I'm going to be like, how do I get the Windows Update Service description on PowerShell? Hit enter. It's still logged out. So we're going to get a bunch of options. We have get service, that's one option. We have get w object dash class blah blah blah. I'm just going to probably just use this. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to come back here and paste that, and there we go. We actually have the description. But if you notice with this code, it included both the name, the display name, and the description, and all I need is the description. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to remove all these other options here, so it should just give me only the description. So if I hit enter, you can see this is basically the description. Alright, but if you notice, it still has more like, first it says the description. Okay, so I'm going to do some modifications here so it will make it easy for me. I'm going to put remove all this here so it will make more sense. I want everything using asterisks. It's going to, so it puts everything for me in this format, and I'm going to need only the description. So if you look here, this is what we need: the 10th and the 8th word, 1 2 3 4 if you want to count it, but we're going to just run that as a code. So I'm just going to copy description here, go back to my code here, put everything here in bracket. Okay, I'm going to put everything here in bracket, and alright, now, and I'm going to pipe that to description. Hit enter, and exactly what I need. This is exactly what I need. It enables the description and so on and so forth. Now, remember what we did before, the variable assignment. So I'm going to do that same thing here. In this case, I'm going to assign this to a variable called description. Let's just call it descript, or just disk equals to this. Okay, and I'm going to clear this. Now whenever I type in description, hit enter, it's going to give me the list of the description. Now how do we get the 10th and the 8th word? Okay, now we're going to use that same split format again. So we're going to type in the description, and we're going to use the dash split. Alright, and split it by, because they have spaces in it. Okay, so we're going to hit enter. Alright, so it has split everything here. You see the commas are for each of the words, which is just fine by us. So after that, what we're going to do now is to use the select object and index just like we did before. So I'm going to clear this so that we'll start from the top. So with this now, we're going to pipe it to the operator select object. Alright, select object, and we're going to be doing the index command. And remember, when we're going to get the 10th value, it's going to be the 9th value. So hit 9, hit enter, and the 10th value is Windows. The next one is 8, which is when we want to use the index, is going to be 7. Hit enter. You have updates. So the 10th and the 8th word is Windows updates. Okay, and the password is going to be Windows update plus the name of the file on the desktop. We're currently in the desktop, so we're going to just get child item, and the name of the file is 1110. So the password will be Windows updates 110. So I'm going to copy that, and we're going to exit, clear this. Okay, now we're heading into Century 11. Hit enter. paste the password, hit enter, and there we go, Century 11. Now I'm going to scroll down to Century 11 to 12. Right, now the password for Century 12 is the name of the hidden file within the contacts, desktop, documents, downloads. Remember what we did before? If you type dir here, we have nothing. So I'm going to cd to the next or the previous area, type dir, you see those stuffs we're looking for: document, download, favorites. Now, but the question is that we're looking for hidden files. This is now where we're going to use the get child item with the recurse command. So get child item, sorry if I got that dash recurse. Now we're going to use a special command called the dash hidden. Once you type hd hit tab, is going to complete it for you. Hit enter. Oof. Now we got a bunch of error messages, and actually I can actually see what we're looking for here under download, called the secret source, which is basically the hidden file. But we got a lot of kind of reds here, error messages. In order to clear the error messages, we're going to pipe that same operator, that same command, using the dash error action. If you hit tab, it's going to give you either to continue, ignore, acquire, or silently continue. So let's leave it at silently continue. Hit enter. Now we didn't get error messages, but we got more or less all the answers that we need. So basically what we're looking for actually is we're looking for the secret source. Okay, the secret source. The password for Century 12 is the name of the hidden file. So it's in cd the downloads. So if I go into cd downloads, sorry, not documents, cd downloads, hit enter. If you type dir, you're not going to see anything, so which makes the file hidden. Okay, but at this part, if you do the same recurse command, let's just say here, you get secret source. Okay, so this is basically the file, and for us to play around, you can cut it. Let me see if that works. Basically, congratulations, you found it. So what we need is the secret source, and basically that's it actually. So secret source is the password we're looking for. Copy that, and I'm going to exit, clear. Oh my god, that's not what I needed to do. Clear. Alright, so we're going into Century 12. Hit enter. I'm going to paste that password, hit enter, and there we go, Century 12. So I'm going to scroll down here, Century 12 to Century 13. The password for Century 13 is the description of the computer designated as a domain controller within this domain, plus the name of the file on the desktop. So we can copy this and ask ChatGPT how to get the description of the on PowerShell or in PowerShell, as the case may be. Hit enter, and we're going to get the answer. Oof. Get AD, yeah, basically this, I think. Well, let's copy this and see, and just try that out. Copy paste. That didn't work. Exit. Could you see? Okay, I see what the issue is. Okay, so let's see. So get AD computer hostname dash properties, whatever. Let me see here. It doesn't work. So I'm just going to remove this host name. In this case, we're going to be looking for our host name. Our host name is actually, let me just enter and see if this gives me anything. It doesn't, so I'm going to close this. We're going to ask ChatGPT again, and let's see what other options we have here. Just get all the domain description in one command line. Okay, copy this and see if that works. problem. Let me see. Alright, I'm going to rephrase this. The description of the computer designated as the computer designated as within this domain. I'm going to try this. What is the computer designated as the domain controller within this domain on PowerShell? Let me see if that gives me a better option of the way to go with it. Wow, it's giving me a lot of, I would say, bullshit. Yeah, let me copy this and see if that works. I'll paste this here, and yeah, we got something here. It says UnderTheWire.tech. We're looking for the description actually. Alright, so I just got the domain name or the domain controller here. So in order to go for the properties, I'm going to type in let me try something here. So I'm going to use the get ad computer, get ad computer. Alright, get ad computer, and I'm going to use the dash identity, and over here we've seen the identity here as UTW. In this case, I'm going to type it there. Oh my god, no. Come on, man. So I have to start fresh. Get ad computer dash identity. We're going to put that in quotation, UTW, go bracket. That's the identity, and I'm looking for the properties, dash properties, and description is what I'm looking for. Description, am I spelling that correctly? Description. Hit enter, let me see. Great, perfect. So under here, the description, I'm already getting the authenticate. So with whatever we see here, if you do the same thing we've been doing before, put this in brackets, and we actually type the description, hit enter, and you get the authenticate. So basically that's the first authenticate, then plus the name of the file on the desktop. So I'm going to just type dir. The name of the file is for _things. Okay, so first let me just copy the authenticate here, paste it here, and then _things. So now that's creative. Authenticate things. So I'm going to copy this all in lower caps, and I'm going to exit. I'm going to clear, and I'm going to SSH into Century 13. Hit enter, and I'm going to paste that in here. Hit enter, and voila, here we are in Century 13. Let's go down to Century 13 to 14. The password for Century 14 is the number of words within the file on the desktop. So if I type dir here, I'm going to see we have count my words 7,894%. So we're going to cut that, or get content. You see, we have a lot of files here, a lot. Okay, so I'm going to just clear this. I'm going to do what we've been doing before. So I'm going to get content. We're going to get content. The file, and we'll put that in brackets, and we're going to split that, dash split. I'm going to split that with spaces. Hit enter. As you can see, we got this. Now go back up. I can just call these words as well. So give it a variable name, words equal to this. That way, whenever I type in words, it's going to give me this. Okay, so first, now I have that. We're looking for the number of words, so I'm going to count it actually. So I'm going to be able to just actually, I didn't need to do this, but basically that's what it is. If I just do this dash count, it gives me the number of words, 755. Password for Century 14 is the number of words within the file on the desktop. So 755, copy that, and I'm going to exit. And I'm gonna go into Century 14, and over here in Century 14 paste the password, and voila, Century 14. And let's go into Century 14 to 15. The password for Century 15 is the number of times the word polo appears within the file on the desktop. So if I type dir, oh my god, the length is 202,900 counter polo, so I don't need, let's just do it. If I get content, let me just hit tab. As you can see, we have lots of it, and then we'll have polo all across. So first I'm going to just CLS. I'm going to clear this. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the split command usually like we do. I'm going to put this on brackets, and of course I'm going to use dash split and space. Okay, with this, if I hit enter, it's going to split it, but before I do anything else, I'm going to just give this the name is the words, the variable words equals to this. Okay, now that we've done that, the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to introduce you to what we call the select string. So basically words, and I'm going to pipe that to what we call the select strings, because what we're looking for is the number of times the word polo came in. So we're going to select strings, and we're going to use what we call the dash pattern, and in this case we're looking at the number of times polo appears. So I'm going to type polo, put this in here, and I'm going to hit enter. Great, so we got polo, but in this case, before we do the count, you can see we have cap pology, and in this case the regex command for a specific word is needed. So what I'm going to do is we're going to rewrite this, and in this case we're going to use what we call the /b, something like this, and in front of polo we're going to use /b. Now if we run this particular command, you can see it eliminates any other thing that doesn't have that's not only polo basically. So now with this, we need to now count. In order to do that, you can actually just put all this in brackets, and let's apply that to dash count, and hit enter, and we'll got the actual count 153. So I'm going to copy that. So basically this brings us to almost the end of the century challenge. Okay, we're going to hit defeat, and there we go. Got nothing. Let's go over here to century 15, and it says congratulations, you have successfully made it to the end. Try your luck with other games, which we're going to do hopefully. So here, thank you for studying with me, thank you for learning with me, thank you for completing the challenge with me. I'll see you guys in another one, and ciao.